Alright, here it is. Might need to turn the stuff down a little bit, because it is loud on my end. Don't know how it is for the stream. Okay, I'm pretty sure I already reset that. Yeah, here we go. Alright. March 3rd, 2016. Fun fact, I'm pretty sure that's when this game actually originally came out. I'd have to do some research, but it was definitely in 2016. I distinctly remember that. The beginning of the end. So begins my new life in Seattle, Washington. I'm so sorry to hear that. Now for a fun day, waiting for the cable guy to come connect the internet. I've got a couple of TV channels, but they're all showing in news about that crazy biting disease in Amsterdam. Sounds like they finally got it contained. Guess I'll unpack, take a shower, and enjoy some me time. Well, what do you know? It's already got my name there and everything. Alright, well, gender, definitely male. Skin, what's the palest? That's the palest? Eh. We'll go with that. It's more natural looking, I guess. Body, if I remember right, it was muscular, skinny, and fat. Skinny will work. Head, if I remember right, that's the closest. Yeah. If I remember right, that's the closest one I got. This is the closest looking to me, and it looks nothing like me. Like, no, 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 hell no, no, not even close, not even a little bit, nada, nope. I hate this song. No. I'm gonna have to skip through the tutorial real quick because I hate this song so much. It's so annoying and loud. I hate this game's soundtrack. I genuinely do. Rebuild 2 had such an amazing soundtrack that set the mood perfectly, and yet Rebuild 3 over here has got such a shitty one. Anyway, yeah, that's the closest to how I look, and it looks nothing like me. And the only reason I say it looks like me is because it's got the eyes. Everything else is completely wrong. Torso, that's the coolest outfit. Alright. The jobs are the most important one. Always get a DLC job, because all the other ones are just not worth it. Plus, the DLC ones give you a unique item that you can't get anywhere else. Let's see. Rockstar gives you a guitar, which gives you the musician perk. Whatever. Pizza delivery. Makes it so you never have to worry about range, essentially. Gives you literally the best item in the game, but no other perk, really. I mean, it gives you driver, but, like, that's kind of redundant. Programmer's just straight up overpowered. Like, this is just absolutely the most overpowered perk in the game, and it's not even close. Not even close. Real estate developer is very good, but the item you get out of it is garbage. Pro Gamer is actually supposed to be a challenge run where, as you see right there, enemies are twice as strong. Yeah. That's it. I always go with Programmer or Pizza Delivery. Like, Programmer just because it's comedically overpowered. Pizza Delivery just because it's the only way to get the best item in the game, which is the kid over here. And yeah, that's a reference to that shitty, not shitty, but like that old 80s? 70s? I don't even know. That old TV show that I've never watched. Don't know why I said shitty. I apologize to any fan of that. Of Knight Rider, I think it was? Either way. Let me think. This one's kind of unnecessary. This one is not helpful. This one doesn't give you anything. This one's overpowered. This one only gives you a redundancy. I guess none of them are absolutely essential. I mean, this is probably the most essential just because how laughably broken it is. Comedically broken. I'm thinking, because, like, we can get this later in the story mode, and to be honest, I kind of do want that, just so that way the game's not too easy. But, you know. You know what? Nah, fuck it. We'll go with Programmer. I'll in this whole playthrough, I'm gonna show you just how overpowered this perk is. The internet guy never came. This morning I woke to what I thought were protesters outside, but I was wrong. So very, very, very wrong. They're fighting in the street down there with their hands and teeth, just tearing into people. I saw a cop shoot a woman in the chest, covered in blood. She just got up and kept fighting. I don't think it would really work like this. Like, if they're not viable to infection, if the infection only works via bites, as this implies, I don't think it would be able to spread this much. I'm pretty sure the military would just nuke the city and move on. Oh well. On the news, they're telling us to stay indoors. I mean, the story's very poorly written. I know no one's watching at the moment, according to my notes here, but, like, in case anyone decides to watch this retroactively, you know? I will say this game is very, very poorly written. You'll see what I mean. They keep opening emergency shelters, but every time something goes wrong and it turns into another bloodbath. The infection is spreading so fast. It's in Vancouver and San Francisco now, too. They've shut down the airports, but it's too late, too late, too late, too late. I ran out of ramen and soda. You mean to tell me during all the conflict, like tanks and guns and shit, and bombing raids, you were just in your apartment building, just perfectly fine? Alright. I ran out of ramen and soda about the time the TV cut out. It was finally quiet outside, so I took what survival gear I had and made my way down to the street. Last shelter they broadcast was 10 blocks away at a boys' private school. I made it halfway before I was attacked. I don't know why. I didn't have a weapon ready. I guess I thought I could run away from them. I mean, they're zombies and all, but they're so much faster than they look. While I was struggling with one of them, a soldier ran up and pulled it off me. He shot in the head. That stopped it, but it was too late. I was bitten. I mean, that's a deep fucking bite. Soldier pulled me into a building, and we waited there with the zombies wandering around outside. Then he saw my bite. He drew his gun and said he was going to make it quick. I knew what the bite meant. I had a day or two to live, but I didn't want to die. Motherfucker. I fought with him, and the gun went off. I killed him. I killed a good man. He was trying to help, and I killed him. I mean, it's not really your fault, but that was pretty stupid of you in multiple regards there, bud. After Sergeant Hester's death, things got blurry. I slept beside his body. Why? Waiting for the fever to start, waiting to die, but it never came. I snuck my way out of town. I was worried there'd be some repercussion for killing a soldier, but everyone was too busy to care. I've been working my way east through the suburbs on foot, scavenging out what I need and avoiding zombies and humans alike. I mean, dude, it's pretty abundantly fucking clear that you're immune to the disease now. Like, come on, man. It's been 2 years since the outbreak. Keep that in mind for later, folks. Keep that in mind. 2 years. It's going to become real important here shortly. I've been keeping to myself, moving from place to place. The few people I take up with seem to disappear or die before long, but I met this woman, Diane. She's different. She wants to stop rain to settle down and build something to last. I'm going to help her. Not even going to try to pronounce that name. Dan found us a small town up in the Cascade Mountains named that. Lots of food and supplies, few Zed. See, that's how you know the person who made this has some British descent, because they call him Zed. We found a couple other survivors and walled off a few city blocks to start. No more living in fear, hiding like animals. It's time to make a stand. It's time to rebuild. Yeah. I don't care. I know how to play. It may have been multiple years, but I remember how to play. Music? Hello? Alright. So, this is what makes the programmer so overpowered. You get to start with a laboratory, and you get to start with a lot of research invested, just not the left path for some reason. So, normally you don't have these unlocked right away. We have construction, which lets you build stuff, which is actually pretty essential, and we have survivor management, that lets you see happiness, big whoop, relationships, big fucking whoop, but the important one, talk to survivors. So my character will research that. And let's get to talking. I will say this, with very few exceptions, these are all generic and can be completely randomized. There's very few exceptions. I don't know why I'm all of a sudden getting so congested. It's like as soon as I start talking, then all of a sudden I get congested. Kinda sucks we don't have any horses, unlike cars. They don't need gas or flat roads. And they don't like the undead any more than we do. I mean, dude, a car wouldn't either. And they need food. And they need a place to sleep, and they need water. I'm just saying, man. It's not as low maintenance as you think. I was visiting some stables when I saw my first Zed. Would all of them universally call him Zed? You think the majority of them would call him zombies? Even if the game takes place in the majority of the time in southwest Canada, like, you think the majority of people call them zombies? I don't know, if I have any Canadian viewers, you tell me, do you call zombies Zed? Because I've only seen that in like 2 games, and both times they were made by British developers, so I don't know. I've always wanted to own a pony, but those things were just so expensive. Yeah, okay, bud, animal lover. Whatever. Diane's one of the very few ones who gets a unique story, and I think it's kind of a waste of time, effort, and writing, and you'll see why, but yeah. Save it for when we aren't running for our lives, okay? We got important things to focus on. If you insist, I was a cop. Now let's get back to work. Okay, yeah, whatever, bitch. Then the second one... I was married once, but it didn't work out. Sometimes I bring my work home with me, and he couldn't handle that. He wanted me to quit my job. Okay, bitch. Alright, I see how you are. I see you. I have a son named Mason. Spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't played this game. He's an asshole. He's 19 now, wherever he is. We fought a lot after his father left us, but stuck together even through the infection. Then one day he left a note and set out on his own. I know I drove him away. I was too protective, too controlling, but I know I'll find him one day, and when I do, things will be different. Just keep dreaming. Keep dreaming. Hello there, dear. You look cold. Would you like this hand-knit? What's a shawl? Alright. Made from the finest dog fur. I also have a cup of acorn tea from around here somewhere. Always had a knack for making things when I can find them around, and that's the crafter perk here, completely useless for builders, so redecorator. Not too useful itself, but you know. What are the odds of us surviving until tomorrow? I mean, seriously, I haven't been with one of those guys and get stopped scare. We haven't even met him yet, and that's already a thing. I get that's gameplay over story, but still. But if everything falls into place, the payout is gonna be great. That's the stupidest bet you've ever heard of. I've made stupider ones, but what's life without a risk, eh? Alright. Now then, you go here, you scavenge here, and you scout out here. This game's gonna have a lot of spontaneous starting. I hate this! You need this to get the good ending of the game. And it always starts up, like, snap of the fingers instantaneously like that. Motherfuck. You need an 812 mark, obviously a 7-Eleven reference, which is right there, by the way. But, like, even if I went for that right off the bat, even if I did that, there's nothing I could have done. There's nothing I could have done about that. It's such baloney. Hello, Megan Wise. How are you doing? I'm returning from your TF2 streams. Thank you, thank you. I'm doing this game right now just because I wanted to show it off. It's a game that I have a massive love-hate relationship with. And what do I mean by that? I love the gameplay, but I fucking hate the story so much. At the moment, it doesn't seem that awful, now does it? Why do I have that enabled? Alright. At the moment, it doesn't seem completely dog shit, but, you know, it's gonna get worse, trust me. That's so sad. Yeah, tell me about it. Tell me about it. Nothing more sad than this, eh? Everyone knows you have to shoot them in the head, but why? We have a theory. Their hearts have stopped, but we think the electric parts are still working. Synapses in the brain continue to fire and send commands via the nervous system. If this is true, the Zed could be paralyzed if you cut the spinal cord, then they might be susceptible to attacks like nerve gas. We still don't know how their muscles work with no blood circulation. We'll have our soldiers test this nervous system theory out. Ah, makes sense, yeah. And then just like that, my character's done with that, so, until we can unlock one of these schools over here, just, have them assist other people. An armor plate. Okay, this is another event that kind of pisses me off, because, like, it's 100% guaranteed to happen every single map. There's, like, there's, like, 12 or 13 maps in this game. And this happens in all of them. And it always ends the same way. Like, one survivor, you might be able to save them or not. It's like, ugh. Looks like a fun game. It is. The gameplay is fun. The general gameplay is quite entertaining. But, God, the writing is just so irritating. Like, I hate, like, listen, I don't like making things political, but, like, trust me when I say this. Like, I know it doesn't look like much just yet, but that's because we haven't gotten to much of the worst shit yet. But, like, trust me when I say this. It's abundantly obvious that this game was made and written by a white liberal woman. Like, I hate being political on my channel, but, like, it's so painfully obvious how it's just so fucking obvious that this game was made by a single white 30-year-old liberal Canadian woman. And I'm not lying, by the way. I'm not lying. Like, I'm genuinely not lying. Like, this game actually was made by a single woman who is white and was in her 30s and is a liberal, diehard liberal. Like, listen, like, I like to keep politics out of my channel, but, like, when it's this painfully obvious, it's just, like, it's annoying, alright? It gets annoying. So it's, like, 60 seconds, but it's during a zombie outbreak? I don't know what 60 seconds is, sorry. I wish I could confirm or deny that, but I don't know what that is. It's basically just a survival management system. Hey, Beezy, how you doing? It's basically just hey, listen. No, you listen, Beezy. You listen to me. It's basically just a resource management, like survival dash city builder dash. I don't even fucking know how to categorize this. Like gameplay-wise, it's really fun and cool, but honestly, Rebuild 2 has a lot better writing. And in saying Rebuild 2 has better writing is being kind of disingenuous. The entire franchise kind of suffers from poor writing, but like they all get out of here. That may seem mean, but trust me when I say kids in this game are fucking worthless. Anyway, what was I saying? Right. Like this is a game I want more attention for, not because I think it's some underrated gem that deserves it. No. It's because this game is like so poorly written. I need people to comprehend and understand just how shit the writing is. Like the gameplay is so much fun, but like, God, the writing is bad. The writing is bad. All right, new builder. We need that. Redecorator because that first one's useless. Reminds me very much of 60 Seconds. Again, I don't know what that is, but I'm just going to have to take your word for it. Since I have no idea what that is, I'll just take your word for it. Ooh, we could use that. Whoops, move that. Yeah, I guess they're about the same. Ah, Scrapper! That's rare. That's rare, but a good one. Alright, well, we're definitely going to keep this guy. Yeah, let's equip that instead, since he's an animal lover. Then you can have the crowbar. You can have the boomerang. There we go. There's a story to that game. This one I'm playing right now, or the game that Megan's talking about? Which one do you mean? Crafter, Handyman. There we go. That's good. Okay, just making our way through it. Okay, you scout over there. Tell me what you see. Seal the door shut. It's not worth the risk. Another horde coming. I know we're supposed to be scared of them, but it's a little hard when the zombies keep falling into the same traps over and over. I almost didn't have the heart to shoot them. Almost. The one I'm playing. There's a story to that game, the one you're playing. Do you mean the actual story, or do you have a story personally about it? Like, I'll let you tell it in chat here if that's the case. Otherwise, I can tell you the actual story. It's bad. The story is bad. Like, at first, it's not that bad because it's just like, oh, okay, it's just simply a zombie apocalypse. Okay, let's move on. But it's like the longer you go into it, the more that you're going to end up scratching your head and, like, shake your head and just think, what was Sarah thinking? And yeah, Sarah's the name of the creator of the game. Her name's Sarah Northway. I'm going to confront just because I don't have time for this. Like, her name's Sarah Northway. No, you. Oh, yeah, me. Her name's Sarah Northway. She's like the creator of this game, and like I said earlier in the stream, my biggest gripe with the writing is that it's too painfully obvious that it was made by a fucking white millennial liberal woman. And I'm not being mean or hyperbolic. That's literally what she is. Like, it's not mean-insulting if that's factual. She actually is white. She actually is a liberal. She actually is a millennial. She actually is a Canadian. She actually is a woman. Like, all that stuff. Like, I'm not trying to be mean or anything, like, that's all factual. And, like, my biggest gripe with the writing is that it's too painfully obvious that she is that, and that she wrote everything. Like, it's too painfully obvious. Like, at the moment, it's not as horrible, but, like, as the game goes on, you'll definitely see what I mean. Alright, get your character to leadership right away. What would you say here? It's about a group of 4 family members being in a Cold War, World War II type situation, so the family's stuck in a bunker, and you have to scavenge first and make a choice for the family. You can make a stream out of it. Oh, okay, sounds interesting. A pregnancy, what? Alright, hold on. I'm just gonna ignore it, because we might need that guy later. Anyway, pregnancy? Again, this is another thing that kind of irritates me. Like, there's a random event where women can just become pregnant spontaneously via mitosis, because if they're married or something, they're supposed to have their man right here in the portrait, but like sometimes they'll just spontaneously get pregnant for no reason. It's weird. Like, it's like Sarah's genuinely the delusion that humans can reproduce via mitosis. Fighter, that's a rare one. Do we have any, nope. And nope. Okay. now we just wait a little bit. A good start. Claim that. For some reason, churches are always empty from Zed. I guess zombies don't like church. Oh my fuck. Yeah, okay. Give some time off, just because that just... Yeah. Very agitating. Found a saw. There we go. It ain't much. You expect me to say, but it's honest work? No, I was just gonna say it ain't much. It looks like capitalism is still alive and well, even with the undead chewing at what's left of society. A merchant named Gustav has set up a temporary camp at the 812 Mart just next to our fort. Looks like he has food and all sorts of trade, and even a few more exotic items to boot. His bodyguards are a little intimidating, though. They're liable to get rough with you if you get too close to any women traveling with the caravan. Well, unless you're willing to pay for the privilege. Right. Like, this guy, he's one of the very few characters that was in Rebuild 2. He makes an appearance as one of the quote-unquote factions, though in this game he's just simply a roaming trader. I mean, to be fair, that's what he was in Rebuild 2 as well, but still. Alright, I'm not gambling. I do enough gambling in TF2. I don't need to do it in Rebuild as well. And we got another horde to deal with. Great. Give 3 boxes of ammo. What'd he clear out? Oh, the 812. Yeah, thanks. Thanks. That was definitely a problem spot. Yeah, definitely. Scavenge around. Okay, this part's gonna be a little bit more difficult now. Okay, we'll have him deal with that. And I guess he can just convert this into a hospital while we wait. Wait for this to get done so we can clear out some places and start reclaiming it. Or they can just do that right away. That works too. Just move to that one then. Okay, you scavenge over here. Alright, I guess you just search over there while we wait. Ah, good, the corner of the map. We're not the only people stroke. We're not the only living people left in the city, but there's no telling how people we meet out there are going to treat our scavengers as soldiers. Sometimes they greet us with shouts of joy, sometimes with warning shots, sometimes it might be better to shoot first. How should we approach strangers? Now, this actually doesn't have too much of an effect, contrary to what it says. It claims to make it so recruiting and the danger of recruiting changes, but here's what it actually does. With open arms, reduces your global fort defense by 1. Why? Advantage. Once every great now and then, a random survivor will just join your fort with no provocation at all. Also, there's an event called Stranger Danger where it'll always end in a failure because you have to help and can't do anything else, and it turns out the dude's a raider. Nice. With Caution is the same thing as normal, where everything's the same as usual. And with Hostility is my personal favorite. Why, you might ask? The only downside is that for the Stranger Danger event, you have to choose the raid him before he raids you event. And it turns out, yeah, he was a raider in disguise, and you just steal his shit before he attacks you. That's it. That's the only downside. Now, what are the advantages? Literally the opposite of open arms over here. You don't get that random event every time, but like you weren't going to get it with Caution anyway, or without the event at all. And also, you get +1 defense. So, yeah, with Hostility. As far as I can tell, we are the last bastion of civilization on this godforsaken earth. There are no innocents left. Everyone out wandering the city by themselves was kicked out of their last group for good reason. We approach survivors with weapons drawn, trust no one till they earn it. Other factions may not appreciate this attitude. Yeah, well, fuck them. Have you seen the factions in this game? Fuck them. Fuck all of them. Like, I might just end up destroying all of them. I usually just spare literally everyone just because it's so painfully easy to spare them, but like, it's like, come on, man, you know? I'm gonna probably go play MVM right now. Alright, Megan, how about you earn an Australium and then you trade it to me, okay? Like, I got an unusual taunt that I'm trying to get rid of. Well, I say try to get rid of, but I haven't exactly been trying that much. I'm just saying, I don't use it and I want to trade it in for something, so, you know, earn something good for me so we can trade. It's funny, I never really cared about food before the war. Sure, I'd eat when I was hungry, but it just seemed like a necessity to living. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, increase rations, because food's not that hard to come by, but morality's not that big, or morale's not that big of an issue either, so, meh. I think your streams are really good and fun to watch. Why, thank you, Megan. I appreciate that immensely. I really appreciate that. That means a lot. Okay, let's see. Does this increase scavenging? No, it does not. We'll keep that. We might need that for later. Alright, Moses Hughes. What else you got for me, bud? The worst bet I ever made was a sick-looking fellow who came to the casino last days. He bet me 10 grand against a pound of flesh, and there was no way I could beat his hand. It was a weird thing to bet, but I took him up on it. What I hadn't expected when I lost was for him to try to claim his right with using his teeth. I had to wrench an arm off a slot machine and beat him until he stopped moving. Well. Commander them. I thought you hated trading, though. No. I don't hate trading. I hate how trading... I hate what trading has become. What do I mean by that? I miss the good old days of TF2, back when trading was so much easier and smoother. Whereas nowadays, it just doesn't happen. Like, nobody trades anymore, it feels like. Like, that's what I hate. Manually, because these randoms are terrible. Like, I like to trade shit, but it's like, I never have anyone to trade with, just because nobody fucking does it anymore. Hey, look, it's the event I was talking about. On our way to reclaim a building, I passed an utterly wretched, twisted man lying on the road. I took him for a corpse at first. When he stirred and begged me for food and water, I thought he'd just killed over from exhaustion. Something's not right about him. He's got a great big shopping cart with a blanket over it, plenty of room for food in there. Maybe he's planning something. This is why we have a policy to stay away from strangers. I'm not going to spend food on what's likely a trap. Oh, sorry for saying that. Oh, no, it's fine, it's fine. Anyway, see how the help me option is grayed out because I chose with hostility? Yeah, see watch what happens when I click rob him. Man protested and tried to get up. I kicked him down. I pulled the blanket off and turned out to be propane tanks, much heavier than it looks. While my back was turned, the man got up and ran off. I didn't follow him. I'm not sure what he was planning to rob us or not. I'm not sure if he was planning to rob us or not. I mean, he did run pretty fast for someone who had just been collapsed on the ground 1 second ago, but I guess that fuel's ours now. Yeah, if you select the help him option, some dude is under the blanket instead with a gun and robs him. It steals some food and it takes whatever the survivor encountered with was carrying, which it can be your character. See this item right here? This is one of a kind. Only you get it. Literally can't get it anywhere else. All right, start getting some reclamations in here. Ooh, shotgun. Actually, I think that's about the same, yeah. No, but, oh, this is actually... Oh, it's the Van Ducks, that's why. Right. Yeah, let's just go for the farmer there. That'll work. Spray and pray. Use up ammo quicker, but everyone gets an extra defense point. No reason not to, because, again, ammo's not the hardest thing in the world to come by. Alright, 3 more and we can get out of this shithole. Feed or dinner. This event just makes it so if you choose the feed or dinner option, the next time a survivor would get killed, they're saved. It's that simple. Alright. Oh, found a bulldog. That's great. Wrench. Scavenge everything. Takes longer, but you get more stuff. That is absolutely essential. Alright, Moses, my main man. You get Scamp. Scamp. I'd name a dog that too. Shotgun is so funny. I don't know why, though. What? It's design? Aim in the general direction of the head. That's what it says. Alright, scavenge that area. Okay, one more building and then we're out of here. Alright. Yeah, that'll work. Oh, right. My own character. I need a primary weapon here. Shotgun for now. That'll work. These are the guys I'm gonna take with me. You'll see what I mean. Wrench. That's pretty much the best you got. Alright. And then I guess we just wait. Ooh, the fire axe. Ah, but I need the shovel. Shit. Why do I say I need that? Again, you'll see what I mean the next day. Ah, well. Volunteers are enough because it doesn't matter because we're leaving. Build City Hall. Here we go. Alright. You guys do that. How's my character's leadership coming? 5. Alright. Now we wait. Gustav's love caravan. I'm guessing many of the women rounded up for his love caravan would have chosen a different occupation if the world had more opportunities and fewer ravenous undead. But Gustav reassures there's no one there against her will, and all the girls are like, make men feel strong. Should be higher than to raise the men's morale. Yeah, see, here's the funny thing. If you do, nothing happens. You get some flavor text. Like, you don't even get a bonus to happiness, which is weird, because this same event happens in Rebuild 2, and it does increase morale. Like, I think Sarah just passed out. I think she forgot to program it. Anyway, normally you have to hire them for the others, and you have to do that like 4 or 5 times to meet one girl, and then you talk to Gustav, and then you get one free survivor. It's a long, drawn-out process for, honestly, not much, so decline the offer. How do you not want this? I don't know, man. I don't know. Why wouldn't I want to fuck a random whore off the street? Why wouldn't I want that? That's so weird. Fucking degeneracy. Again, you can kind of tell that a woman wrote this game. There's a lot of degeneracy in it. Alright. Speaking of women, gender roles. Some folks feel our women should be shielded from the horrors of the fight against the undead. That way they can focus on supporting families to keep the fort running inside. Others think women are just as fit to carry guns and blow the face off things, and hint that men should do more. And what is a woman's role in our world? Well, at the moment, we're about ready to leave, so it doesn't matter. Wait, what'd I click? I thought that was the middle option. Ah. Everyone. Okay, you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, we're leaving here in like 5 seconds anyway, so it don't matter. Yeah. Alright, so you two there. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Wait until I get them maxed out. Alright, here we go. Star Constitution. It does not matter. 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 Because we leave instantly, because there's no other factions to deal with. Okay, let's see. Gun, wrench, I think I got everything I need. Yep, alright. And then we leave. Now you're probably wondering, why aren't we bringing the unique NPC Diane there with us? Yeah, well, you're about ready to find out. Diane and I hiked up the hill to scout our route east. We looked down over that name, admiring the strong walls we'd built. Diane said we'd done well, but she could feel other towns out there need our help. That was when she noticed the scar from my bite. It's been years since the first night of the outbreak, but I still carry this constant reminder. How you've been with her like in lore for like 2 months, at least, and you never noticed? Whatever. Also, my dude's wearing long sleeves all the time. How would she even notice? Anyway. I told her the whole story, all of it, how I shot the sergeant, how I waited for the fever that never came. She was horrified. She pushed me away and accused me of having put the whole fort in danger by not telling her sooner. You could still be infected, she yelled. You could have spread it to others like me. Okay, first of all, you dumb, stupid bitch. It only spreads via bodily fluids, i.e. blood. They make a joke about it later in the game, saying, we're not really sure if sharing a glass of water or having sex with a zombie will spread it, but no one's been willing to test that theory yet. You know, they make a joke about that later in the game. It only spreads via fluids, more accurately saliva getting into the bloodstream. He can't fucking spread it, even if he could do that. Second of all, he's not a carrier. There are no carriers in this game, only full-blown immune. Third of all, immunity in this game is, while rare, is more rare than it is in most zombie media. It's like 1 out of every 100 survivors. It's like 1%, I guess. Compared to most zombie media where it's just like 4 people in the entire world, essentially, you know? And second of all, again, you stupid bitch, it's been 2+ years in lore. 2+ years. He would not be infected still. There is no fucking viral disease out there that lasts that fucking long, whilst the man is clearly... Even if he was a carrier, it wouldn't last that long in his body. Christ. Dumb bitch. We were too busy arguing to hear the zombies coming. Let your guard down for 1 second. Diane could have killed them all by herself. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, this one woman with her bare hands, yeah, she totally could have taken them all on. Yeah, definitely. Oh, she's so tough, isn't she, guys? You could tell a fucking woman wrote this. She was in such a mad fury, but I was distracted. I let one get close to me. She saved my life, but I've seen a lot of people die, but this... She bled out my arms. She talked deliriously, mostly about her teenage son, Mason. She was so sure, he said... What about the rest of the zombies? There was a whole horde. Alright. You mean she dramatically bled out in your arms while they were still... whatever. She was so sure that he's still alive out there, so I promised to look for him as I move east. We didn't talk about my bite. Okay. My plans to move on haven't changed, but I guess I'm leaving things now. I just hope I can live up to Diane's memory. Yes, woman who I, the player, have only known for about 10 minutes and have had a conversation with approximately once. And in lore, sure, my character has known you in lore for like 2 weeks, but like, still, even that wouldn't be enough of an investment. Like, why should I, the character, give a single solitary fuck about Diane? She showed up, like, actual gameplay. How long has it been, chat? Like 20 minutes? If even that? If even that? Like, why should I, the player, care? We had one conversation once, where all she did was act like a tough, hard-ass bitch and talk about her son, and then that's it. There was no interaction. There was no, like, connection. Why should I, the player, care that she died? Stupid. Bad writing. Bad writing. Bad, Sarah. No. The town of Rivers and Orchards, no doubt named after some Native Americans who were kicked out of here long ago. Well, in their name, we're gonna take it back. Okay, Sarah, you righteous moralist. You're so righteous, aren't you? I bet you care so much about those Native Americans from fucking 300 years ago. I'm sure you care so much, Sarah. Look at how righteous Sarah is, everybody. Look how righteous she is. Again, you can really tell this game was written by a white liberal woman in her 30s. Except it looks like we're not the only ones with that idea. 2 other factions are building their own forts here too. I hope we can work together. Get ready for some of the stupidest factions you've ever seen in zombie media. Anyway, let's see. Easy, normal, challenging, hard, impossible. Let's stick with challenging for now, just because we're still at the beginning. Alright. Good looking spawn. Yeah, let's go for that right first. Okay, anything we can immediately... No. Alright, so scout ahead. You scavenge here. Increase time. Blueberries. Remember, these are poisonous. Yeah, it's awesome. Okay. Go over here. You rebuild that. Got a sword. Okay, scavenge over here. Ignore it, nobody cares. I'm gonna say nobody cares an awful lot in this game. Like I said, I got a serious love-hate relationship with it. The general gameplay is a lot of fun, but God, I can't go more than 1 second without complaining about the writing. It's just that bad. It is that awful. The writing is genuinely just that abysmal. Okay, let's see if we can do recruiting. We've only got 5 in leadership, or 6 in leadership. That should be enough as long as we don't get one of the harder ones. Let's find out. Okay, claim that. Actually, that'll be quicker. Go for that first, just because it'll be quicker. Oh, survivor appears. Neato. Hey, a soldier too. We could use that. First aid. Give you a gun. Hat or helmet. Oh, that's already ready. Nice. And there's a horde. Alright, no problem. I mean, problem, but like not the biggest problem in the universe. Okay, stay there. Scavenge that. Here we go. Oh, nice. Free recruit. Man I was able to recruit was so starved his skin was hanging off, but he was chipper about it, cracking jokes about his recent diet. His name's Robert Lee Mayers. He doesn't have any special skills, but he's flexible. Alright, let me think. What do we need? We have 1 builder, 1 scavenger, 2 scavenger. Yeah, well, actually, no, he's the lad. Okay. 2 soldiers, 1 builder, and 1 scavenger. I'm the engineer, and that's all we really need. You only really need 2 if you got a programmer, so... honestly, scavenger might be pretty helpful here. Okay. Order. Here we go. I guess Molotov, that's the only one at the moment. Just that for defense. Alright, those 2 together. You defend over here. He'll clear this part out. Oh, right. Zombie vitals. Get to scavenging. Feed her dinner, because it helps out. Ay. Alright, well... Kinda just gonna be stuck here for a moment. More efficient zombie killing. Zombie avoidance. Okay, we can move him over. Never mind. Works out just fine. Move you over here. Again, why does this always come up damn near at the very start before you can even get any of these in range? I hate that. Like, I'm gonna try my best to go for the good ending in this stream, but like, by a certain city, if we don't get it there, I'll just keep resetting until I get it, just because it is genuinely difficult. Like, the way to get the good ending in this game is so... We'll get to that when we get to it, you know what? We'll get to it when we get to it. Farming bonuses, that's good. It's always nice to make it so, like, you're touching the forest here, because zombies can't spawn in the woods for some reason. So, hordes can't, traveling hordes, roamers, whatever you want, all the other stuff, whatever these are, you know, stuff like that. They can't gather there, so, yeah. It's always nice to make sure that, like, you're, oh, same with the water here. They can't spawn in the water, but that one's a bit more obvious. Because, 99% of zombie media, zombies can't swim for some reason. I guess it's because they're technically too stupid to know how to swim. I don't know. It's kind of weird because, like, even in some lore ones where they don't have lungs and don't need to breathe or whatever, they still can't go into water for some reason. Rob them. Free gas. Alright. More of Robert. Good cook, hunter, bookworm. Good cook, I guess. None of these are good. None of them are good. Yeah, I keep you there, actually. Again? Ah, fucking hell. It's the biggest downside of growing out so fast. You start to get a bit, hey, Gustav, what's up? Funny little trader named Gustav has parked his heavily armored caravan at our farm just outside our walls and has been calling on us on Bullhorn to come over and experience his amazing deals. Maybe we should send someone over to trade with him? He might even have some ramen noodles. It's been so long since I had that. I miss the sweet, sweet taste of MSG. I don't think most people even know what MSG is. Like, even when this game came out in, like, 2015 or 16, whenever it was, I think even back then, no one really was too familiar with what that is. Hey, chat, does anyone in chat know what MSG is? Like, I know what it is, but do you? Somehow I doubt it. It's not a very commonly talked about subject. I mean, I guess it was like 10 years ago, very briefly, because it's like, oh, wham, wham, you can't have that, it's bad for you, and meanwhile, no one really gave a shit. Decline, I do enough gambling in TF2. Alright, put you there while both the hordes are there, I guess. Okay, we need to... Ooh, a flamethrower. We need to find some more survivors, and soon. Someone turned the pawn shop into a workshop. Nice. Let's see. Any other useless buildings? No, we're good. But we are about to make one. Oh, right. Search over there real quick. Okay, it may sound, yeah, you see this? It may sound mean, but, send him back out there. No hesitation. Oh god, what have we done? Well, we killed a parasite. like, kids in this game are just completely useless, and I don't feel bad about it at all. I really don't. Like, kids in this game, all they do is that they are forced to be equipped to somebody at all times. They reduce all stats by 1. Like, eventually they grow up and become a regular survivor, but, like, it takes so much time, so much investment, it's not fucking worth it. Like, there's such a detriment. And there's, like, multiple events where they cause trouble. And I don't mean, like, the standard cause trouble, no, I mean, like, literally will risk the life of the guy who they're equipped to, plus maybe other people as well, type stuff. Let's see. Everyone must do guard duty. I spent the afternoon organizing a timetable for guard duty that gives everyone 3 shifts a week with a maximum of 4 hours per watch. I based it on traditional 2-section dog watch of the British Royal Navy. Why would you even have that memorized? Okay. Adjusted to account for conflicting daytime duties. I think everyone will agree my schedule is fair and balanced, and it's quite the thing of beauty. People are going to complain, especially the ones that don't have any skill at defense, but we'll be able to we'll be more secure with the eyes on watch. Yeah. Here we go. The Love Caravan is filled with women who move like dancers, sing like nightingales, and can do amazing things with a folded sheet. At least if Gustav saves. I am having a stroke. At least if Gustav's sales pitch is to be believed. Should we see for ourselves? Normally I hate doing that, but like, I gotta do it for the event. Hire for the others. Some of the people were pretty upset that we take part in such a barbaric practice. Yeah, tell me about it. Others are happy, but I can't help but wonder if I made the wrong choice. We're supposed to be building a new civil... Okay, yeah, whatever. Talk to the girls. Here we go. Most of the girls just giggled or glanced at the bodyguards and shook their heads, all except Kathleen. That's her name. A young woman with a wry sense of humor and a rough, short haircut that I suspected she did herself. Gross. She told me Gustav can be a brute sometimes, but at least they were regular meals and bodyguards were there to keep her safe. Except that, from the way they watched her sometimes, she wondered if they were actually there to keep her from running away. Anyway. Yep, we gotta just keep them there now. There we go. Some people used to think they were visual learners or audio learners, but I'm pretty sure that was a bunch of bullshit made up by psychologists to justify their paychecks. Alright, Sarah, sure. There are a lot of different ways to learn, but the most effective way is to learn by doing. So we're going with a more hands-on approach to teaching from now on, which is easy because there's a there's a hell of a lot of stuff that needs to be done around here. Why shoot at targets when they're real zombies that need killing? Alright. We need some more bodies, and pronto. Got the genius perk as a scavenger. That is so unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. Ah, here we go. So we'll go with that from the sign event. That's good. And he's a soldier, too. That's even better. Okay, firearm training. Give you a gun. There you go. Ninja. No penalty for how far away mission is. And then third and final one. Here we go. Fighter. That's lucky. Okay, now that he's free... Actually, doesn't really help that much. Just gonna keep looking around, I guess. Keep scavenging about. Like I said, the general gameplay is fun. It's just that... Spray and pray. It's just that the writing is so frustrating. There we go. Met a couple very cautious brothers who are living in a nearby suburb. They spoke to me through a crack in their door and kept asking funny questions about food supply. Specifically, they want to make sure we don't eat our dead. I don't know how to answer that. Truth, we've never eaten people. I told them we've been lucky it's never come to that. Our fort currently has a good source of food, and we've always made it through times of hunger. Their morale's intact. They seem satisfied and joined us. Alright, what do we got? Ah, soldier and a scientist. Nice. Hail and good morrow, sire. Firearm training. Actually, yeah, for now. Alright, David, what do you got? Have I ever told you about my buddy Dan? I ever tell you about my buddy Keith? Alright. Let's see. You're part of a child protection service. Okay, wasn't expecting that. Last day I saw him, we got a call about two kids found crying beside a road. Seemed they'd run away from their parents and had attacked them. The farmhouse we went to check out looked almost picturesque. Painted sky blue, sitting atop a small hill in the middle of a green field. It was only the blood splatter on the white picket fence that broke that illusion. There we go. How good is his scavenging? Not the best. Is there any... Alright, well, we'll wait a little bit then. Cricket bat! There we go. Okay, we didn't need that event anyway. Yeah, and yes, just something as simple and weird and hyper-specific as a cricket bat. Yeah, you see this right here? This item is 100% essential to getting the good ending. So stupid. Then again, everything in the game kind of is. Alright, let's see. Some folks feel that our women should be shielded from the horror. Okay, yeah, this is the one. Gender roles. This only really has a true applicable ability if, this only has a true applicable effect if one of two factions is on the map, or both, because there is a map where they can spawn at the same time. That being Last Judgment and Dahlia's. And, well, neither of them are on this map, so the factions aren't going to care. And the downside makes it so, let me show you what they do. People can do what they want, no effect, nothing changes. Everyone does chores and guard duty. People who have the devout perk become unhappy, and women who are not devout become happy and get one more defense. Women should stay safe at home. Devout people with the devout perk become happy. Women with the devout perk become happy. And women without the devout perk lose 1 defense and become unhappy. Now, I don't know about you, but we don't seem to have a single female at the fucking fort yet. And we have 1, 2, 3... We have 4 people with the devout perk, none of which are women, so the choice here seems a bit obvious now, doesn't it? Women should stay safe at home. In times of strife, people are comforted by the familiar. Give them a reliable schedule, diversions in the old lives, and a sense of normalcy. Teaching women to shoot zombies or men to mend clothes is just going to stress everybody out. And when what we should be doing is getting things back to the way they were as much as that is possible. We're still going to be able to decide women to leave the fort, but they aren't going to join in guard duty at night. Devout happy, women lose defense, anger some factions. You know, Sarah, that's not the reason for gender roles, girl. It's not for familiarity. It's not just to like do shit like that, bud. There's a lot more to it. It's way deeper than that, and there's a lot of damn good reasons for it too. Alright, here we go. I love this one. Okay. Leader, engineer, or soldier. You get one guy who's a soldier, and the other guy can be a leader, engineer, or if you have leadership, soldier as well. So let me think. What do we need right now? You know, honestly, let's make him an engineer. We might need that. Engineers are rear braid these days, since it's one of those skills that isn't well suited for survival. All the engineers died is the thing, unless they learn to scavenge and build defenses or use a gun. Or they hire to do those things for them, which I guess is the case here. Alright, crafter, that'll be handy. Chemistry kit. There we go. Then another soldier for the pile. Firearm training. That counts as a gun, right? Yes, it does. I mean, I guess it'd be inaccurate to call it a gun. It's more like a ranged item. Okay, are they good without them? 0, 0, and 0. Yep, they're good without them. Nice. If that's the case, we can start rebuilding more then. Actually, yeah. Let's balance it out first. First and foremost, let's start balancing it out. There we go. Stranger danger, hostility, because fuck these people. Like I said, the only real difference there is that, the only real difference with that one is that one event will always end positively now, and we don't get one random free survivor every, like, 2 in-game months. Oh no, whatever will I do? Manual, because whenever you set it to random, it's baloney. Alright. Like that. Where are the other 2 factions at? They must be deep in the city here. Usually they're a lot closer to the spawn point. Rations. Increase, because food's not that hard to get. Got something to tell me, Omar? Let's see. Firearm training, that looks good. Go reclaim that. We're getting a lot of good supplies, though. Probably because it's 3 of them stacked on top of each other. More that there is, and the higher the skill cap, the more you get. Really, though, where is the other factions? Usually they're really close to spawn. Seal the door shut, it's not worth the risk. Claim that. Are these fucking hordes ever gonna attack? Like, I'm getting sick of having my soldiers just hang around there, you know? Here we go, worm, here we go. 6.2 leadership, alright. Go for recruitment over there. Good cook. It always helps. Any useless buildings? Technically no, but that can go after a little bit. Ugh. Alright, well, we'll do that after we're done recruiting over here. Then we can go back to it. Finally! It's about time! I need to thank whoever's idea was to fill the outside roads full of barbed wire tumbleweeds. Zed attacked today and took care of themselves with almost no help from us. Following signs of human habitation, we knocked on the door at the farm. The man who answered the door spoke softly, said his name was Brad. He'd been hoping someone would come by before it was too late for his friend. His friend is indeed looking quite the worse for wear, coughing up a yellowish-gray goop every time he tried talking. Do I have a hospital? I do. Fuck. Okay, well, he's not going to go to the hospital because there's someone in it, technically. Alright, oh well. We can take them both, it's fine. We carefully transport the sick man to a clean room in our fort where we can take care of him. He seems to be looking better already, but I fear this is a chronic illness that'll come back to haunt him. Brad's very happy we were able to bring his friend. Welcome to you both. Alright, so here's what that does. If you do the take them both, you get both for free. The only downside, the guy who shows up, is that he starts injured and he has this negative trait, which is increased chances of getting sick, which is like, wow. Oh no. Whatever will we do? It's really not that big of a deal. Okay, boomerang. And car. Where's our primary scavenger? He needs, yeah. There you go, fire axe. That'll work. Oh wait, yeah. Boomerang. That's another one, and then... Morse binoculars. There we go. Alright, go salvage the crash. Keep in mind, in-game, it's been like 20 days since this happened. You think the guy over here would be dead by now, but, you know, gameplay, I guess. Decorator. Wrench. Chainsaw, here we go. See my new hockey mask and chainsaw. I love that. I love that scene. Alright. I remember those Doctors Without Borders from before everything went to hell. True Heroes, there's a group visiting Watachi. Alright, I'm back. Hi, Worm. What have I missed so far? Hey, Megan, how you doing? Not really too much. We just advanced to the next city. We're, currently just doing a couple of events, trying to get as many bodies as we can. We're looking for the other two factions so we can progress the main story. So far, not much is really happening, though. Like, look how far I've scouted ahead. Usually they spawn pretty close to the start here, but I guess not this run. Anyway, there's also a third option. We could try to steal the blah, 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 blah. Okay, how close is he being done? Okay, yeah, heal the injured. Doctors flew through our medical ward like a hurricane of gauze, pills, and spray on skin. Before long, everyone that was hurt was right as rain, or at least good enough that we can put him back to work. You can still work with a leg in a cast, right? Alright, pretty good. Alright, join the group there. I guess while we wait... Actually, no, you can do this. What do we have? Yeah, alright. You make a church. You go reclaim that field over there. Cool fun? Yeah, definitely. And then... I guess we could go for the farm over here. That could work. Actually, yeah, that works out. We picked our way through a rebel to the side of the crash. There are a lot of dead here, 7 in all. Wait, one of them's moving and moaning. 6 dead, 1 survivor. Or maybe 6 dead and a zombie. What should we do? Search the area. We jumped to it quickly, rummaging through the wreck for anything useful. Most of what they've been transporting had been fuel, which has been dumped with an explosion. We found a couple of crates of medical supplies, including a fully stocked med kit. The injured survivor might need that. He's graduated from crawling and moaning to yelling at us to stop scavenging like vultures and get over there to help him. Alright, patched up the survivor. The man's legs were crushed from the wreckage, but once we got him out of there and stopped the bleeding, it didn't look that bad, just very, very painful. Barely holding on to consciousness, the man, Dr. Murphy, begged us to take us with him, and we agreed. As the name implies, yep, he is indeed an engineer. You, I know what you've been up to. You don't fool me. I know better than to sleep. I've got eyes on you 24/7. You're just like that weirdo Dr. Oh, God. Agbani that used to live next to me, waving at me, smiling, up all night researching heaven knows what for the Center of Disease Control. You can't trust people like that. He was up to no good. You mark my words. I mean, true, you can't trust anything the CDC says. That is true. Anyway. Boy, that was before... That was before 2019. Okay, I hate to spoil some stuff for this game, but there's a faction here that's just that's supposed to just be a parody of conspiracy theorists, and one of the big ones is that they hate the CDC and didn't trust what they were doing and blah 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 and whatnot. Oh boy, that one didn't age well, huh? That one did not age well. How embarrassing. All right, let's see. Calculator. There we go. And I guess we'll just wait for the rest here. Okay, do we still not have... We don't. Damn. Alright, let's go scavenging over here. Just keep trying to find them. Where the hell are the other factions? Nowhere on the other side of the river, I'll tell you that much. Holy balls. Alright, let's see what we got from all that. Chainsaw, crowbar, and a nail board. Oh, and a doctor's bag. Nice. Alright, scavenge over here. Actually, yeah, let's just all stay together for now. You go rebuild that, or reclaim that. You go for this. Let's go trade with Gustav, why not? Get him out of here, nothing else. Scavenge everything, finally. That's insanely funny, thank you. Ask if he needs anything. Alright, what did he say? Medicine. Of course, it's the one and only thing we don't have much of. But then again, we don't exactly absolutely need anything from him either, so, 12 materials. How much will that give me? 4 medicine? Oh, that's a good deal. There you go. He's nice doing business with you sometime. Alright. Where are the other two factions? Usually, like, if I spawned right here, usually they should be right here and, like, right here. But, like they gotta be both in the ass end corner of the map. Like, that's where they gotta be. Like, they have to be. There's nowhere else they could be. Ooh, toolbox. You could use that. There you go. Okay. Like they've gotta be around the corner or something. They have to be. Ah, fuck. Okay. Agree just because we, could definitely use an extra man. Go recruit. Should be about the same time, right? Yep. Turns out the guy had been hiding on the farm for years, since long before we got there. He saw us in the move and wasn't sure we could be trusted, so he stayed hidden. He apologized for interrupting our reclaiming earlier. After we backed off and left him alone, he had time to mull it over, and he's agreed to join us. Nice. Get back to reclaiming, and that resets the progress. That pisses me off. Oh, well. Another scavenger. Wow, we're getting a lot of you guys. Alright, hoarder. You seem very experienced at this game. Why, thank you, and that's because I am. I've got about 500 or 600 or something hours. It's less than 1,000, I can tell you that. It's more than 500 and less than 1,000. I'd have to check after I'm done with all this. But, I got a lot of hours in this game. I've played it for a long time. It's because I was a huge fan of the original Rebuild 2. Like, I played the original Rebuild back when it was a Flash game, and it was just a fun little distraction. Whereas Rebuild 2, when that came out, like, that was so amazing. Like, Rebuild 2 was so cool. And I had so much fun with it for so long. And it must have been successful, because they made a mobile game version of it. It's the exact same game, but they added more content. They added a winter mode, which gave it a fun challenge. They added a new faction. It was great. Like, Rebuild 2 also was... Rebuild 2 was really good at setting the mood, because it also had this really bone-chilling... really bone-chilling soundtrack that I really enjoyed. Now, granted, Sarah didn't make the soundtrack. I don't want to say stole, but, like, she took sounds from some audio book series called The Talking Book, and, like, it's a good, horrifying soundtrack. Give it a listen if you can, but it really sets the horror mood perfectly. And it really helped that Rebuild 2, unlike this game, which has this really goofy, cartoonish art style, Rebuild 2 had this really deeply horrifying, realistic, uncanny art style, which really helped sell the horror aspect of it. So, in case you can't tell, I miss when Rebuild was more serious. Like, this game is a lot less serious than that. A lot less. Like, I'm not gonna pretend like Rebuild 2 was like this dead serious game, because damn it! Damn it! That's so unlucky. God damn it. Like, I'm not gonna pretend like the original Rebuild 2 was that, like, serious, because it wasn't. There definitely were some jokes in it. But, by comparison, it was dead serious by fucking comparison. Where are the looties? What the hell? Where is the other factions? Like, they gotta be... Are they both just, like, clumped together over here? Like, they have to be. It's the only thing I can think of. Friendly. Alright, you get to fighting over there. Traumatized. Not sure if it was the threat of the undead or the cloud of bouts that got him in the hair. Something shook up that mission at the suburb. He's gonna need days to think it over. What he really needs is a good drink, but we can't oblige him. What? Why can't I just tell him tough shit and get back to work? What the fuck? Yeah, sure, just leave your... In the middle of yeah, okay. Yeah, that's realistic, Sarah. Yeah, totally. So fucking stupid. Alright. What is my, construction? Literally 0. Okay. Alright. Well, that sucks. Redecorator, I guess. Doesn't really help, but none of them really do. Just get back to fucking sitting there and defending then, since this asshole decided to bail on you. Like, we can't even use our own fucking hospital, though. That's the worst part. There we go. I guess now we can. Illness cured. Well, I guess it's a good thing I moved that then, huh? That's stupid. Yeah, tell me about it. There's a lot of writing in this game that's just plain bad. Like I said, my biggest gripe with the game is just the shit-ass writing. I said it once, I've said it twice, I'll say it 3 times. I'll say it fucking 3 times. Hang on a second, what'd you say? Oh, I have trauma and I'm sad. Get back to work and do something, you idiot. My god, that's annoying. I mean, under normal circumstances, that'd be one thing. If this was like a perfect world where, you know, it was like real life and everything's fine, that'd be one thing. This is the fucking zombie apocalypse, and he just fucking bailed on his buddy Omar over here, who was out killing zombies. Like, he just fucking bailed on that. Like, what? Like, I feel like you just... Finally! Finally! The other factions. Finally. They were the ass end fucking crack. Okay, so, you ready to sit... Oh, I thought that said no gays. I thought that said no gays. No, it says no girls. It's just scribbled together. My dyslexia wins again. Anyway. Alright, you ready to see how fucking comedically bad Sarah's writing is? Here's the first faction you meet in the game. St. Michael's School for Boys is the oldest boarding school in the district and was long known as a place to send your difficult child when other private schools refused to take him. I guess their prison-like discipline combined with students well-versed in the art of schoolyard violence have done a good job of fending off the undead. I guess their prison-like discipline combined with students well-versed in the art of schoolyard violence, have done a good job of fending off the undead. Pity none of the teachers survived the experience. Do I even need to say anything? Do I even need to say anything? The US military falling the fuck apart. The actual, honest to God, like Marines, Army, Air Force, everything, everybody, falling the fuck apart and lost control of the entire nation from the zombies. A bunch of fucking schoolboys with literally no weapons. Oh yeah, this is easy. Sarah, if you're gonna write dog shit, can it at least be consistent dog shit? If you're gonna be a bad writer, can you at least consistently write bad shit? Can you at least be consistent with your slop? Fucking hell. Like, seriously, do I need to say anything? Do I even need to say anything to that? So fucking dumb. So fucking dumb. So stupid. So yeah, the lore of this place is that Rufus and the other boys in the private boarding school have surviving on their scavenging skills. I've never heard of Rebuild 3. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that, Poir. I'm sorry that you now know. So, the lore of this faction is that it's just... Okay, keep this in mind, because this gets important for later. It is the boarding school of this town in particular. Okay? Led by this one 15-year-old son of a bitch named Rufus. And it's Lord of the Flies, and they kick out people, like, before they turn 14. Never mind the fact that their leader's 15. So keep that in mind, right? I swear, Sarah fucking played Fallout 3, went to little Searchlight, thought, this is genius! And she decided to make her own faction entirely based on it, barring the fact that it's the stupidest, most worst thing about Fallout 3. And she decided, yeah, I'm gonna put that in my game. Rufus, what? Yeah, that's his name. So yeah, apparently a group of like 20 kids, literal kids, because they're younger than 14, keep that in mind. They kick out anyone before they become 14, despite the fact that the zombie war has only been happening for 2 years, which would mean that which would mean that the absolute oldest members would have to have been 12 to begin with. Okay, so keep that in mind too. It's been 2 years. It's been 2 years, and you're telling me a bunch of kids under the age of 14, and at the start of it, at absolute oldest, were 12. The oldest one, Rufus himself had to have been 13 at absolute oldest when this all started. 13. And you're gonna tell me that a bunch of fucking Zoomers at age 12 and below were able to not just simply hold out in one area, but take over multiple city blocks with no guns, no weapons. This is so bad. I hate this. This is so shit. Like, this breaks all fucking immersion. What little immersion you can get in this game, this breaks it. It's so fucking stupid. It's so bad. Alright, this is a generic one. This isn't something exclusive to him. Thunderstorms visited last night. Lightning struck the unprotected station at the fort at St. Michael's. They asked for our help in rebuilding. Send over builder. You get some respect, which is what you need. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna skip this song because I hate that song. Like, do I really need to, like, tell you people how fucking dumb that is? Do I need to explain? There's the other guys. Okay, again, this one didn't age well. This is, again, more proof that Sarah doesn't know what the fuck she's doing. And this is another reason why I say that she's just not serious when she wrote this game. So this is the second faction of the game, the Looties. Back when we had things like the internet and reliable electricity, I never understood people who insisted on living off the grid, but now that we have to survive without that stuff, they don't look so silly anymore. After civilization fell apart, a bunch of those technophobe types got together and started a community here in this town. They call themselves the Looties, and you won't find a better bunch of farmers here in the afterlife. Okay, so the lore of these guys. They were literally just a bunch of conspiracy theorists, a bunch of Amish, and a bunch of just general fucking, like, hippies and weirdos that gathered together and are surviving because they're good at farming. That would be one thing. How do they kill zombies? This is one of the most common factions in the game. How do they kill zombies? Genuinely. The game doesn't say. It just says, oh, they have plenty of food. That's how they're surviving. Okay. How are they killing zombies? As you can plainly see, the zombies gather at your walls and will attack regularly. How are they killing them? They don't have weapons. Yes, they're canonically one of the weaker factions in the game, but, like, they don't. Yeah, exactly. They don't. It's just such bad writing. Like, everything in this fucking game is just plain bad writing. It's all just bad writing. Normally, you shouldn't talk with factions until you've reclaimed all your buildings and started a government, but I'm doing it early just because I want to get the story moving, you know? Like, it's so fucking bad. Like, all the writing in this game is such dog shit. Finally! About fucking time, Jesus. They take forever. If they get invaded, they would just run. But then they'd lose all their land! Like, they should lose their fucking walls here. But that just doesn't matter for some reason. Okay. Basic traps. Hear more of your story. Fighter. You go scavenge over there. You scavenge over here. Guess you guys just hold down the fort there and fight them off. Ooh, a fire axe. Okay, fire axe. Yeah, you can have that. There you go. Offer expert advice, just that way they get more respect. Oh yeah, this is okay, a bit of a spoiler warning. Okay, so, St. Michael's over here, this is just the boarding school of this one town, right? One town. Spoilers. If you do the good ending, which is, by the way, canon, they get destroyed. Like, the kids survive, but the faction is no more. And they get taken and absorbed into the Looties over here, right? Later in the game, you encounter these guys again. And there's no explanation. They're just there. And then again, you meet these guys like 5 more times during the story, but they're not part of the story, and no one recognizes them. Like, they act like this is the first time you've ever met, and like it's just generic dialogue, as if you're playing free play mode. They literally exist just to be a fucking roadblock, so that way you can't leave the city immediately. Like, there's no lore reason. And the story doesn't recognize them. Your character doesn't recognize them. Nothing. They're just there. And it's just something you have to deal with, and they exist just to be a fucking roadblock, and nothing else. I don't know what Sarah was thinking. Like, if you wanted a roadblock faction, why not the Last Judgment? Why not the Rifts? Why not someone who canonically is big and is across the country? Why break your own lore and your own writing and contradict yourself and put these guys just everywhere? It doesn't make any sense. Why would they even be moving anyway? They're fucking kids who have been here in the same town for 2 years. Like, what? None of this shit makes any sense at all. It's so dumb. I was treated that guy Lude's rambling theories when I met with the Ludies today. He thinks the CDC created zombieism as some kind of weapon, the U.S.'s secret Cold War against China. He also says a CDC scientist named that name used to live right here in this town. I remember hearing about that guy in the news a few weeks for the disease guy here. He was wanted by the police and they offered a reward for his location. It's too late for the reward, but that scientist might know about the cure. Encourage him to keep talking. Lude leaned in close with his eyes bulging. Zombieism was an Zombieism was an inside job, man! You know how I know they created it? Because Atlanta was hit first! That's the CDC headquarters! He figures they created the disease to launch against China, who we all know is breeding smallpox. Dr. That Name team was adapted into a mind control virus that would make people docile and complicit. He set it loose, and that's why the feds were after them. They were gonna try to put it in the water. Wait, they were gonna try to put it in the water, man! Turn us all into zombies! Ask that kid Rufus at St. Michael's. Akabani was his dad! Yeah. We need a proper government, yeah. But yeah, so... Oh, see this right here? See this unscavenged motel? That's also essential. Literally essential to getting the good ending. You'll see what I mean if we can get through it, but, like, I doubt we're gonna be able to do it on the first city. It's possible. I've done it before, but you know, we'll try. We'll try. Alright, you guys just keep scavenging around here. Take all that. Good. Getting plenty of good stuff, though. Yeah, the other builder, you need this. Actually, does that have the same? Nope, no, that gives you more. Good. Hammer, that'll help. There you go. It's very dumb, man. Broke down. Spike barriers. Those evil things that take out your tires if you drive over them the wrong way. Turns out they still work even with a pile of corpses on top of them. I don't think they would, but okay. That'll teach him to plow through gates without looking. Now the bottom of his car is torn up, leaking some green fluid. Bro, you're already home. You're guarding. What? Okay. Push it home. We managed to get it home at the end, but it wasn't pretty. He got stuck in a manhole, and he was ready to abandon it, but they made it home and managed to get it running again. Reduces morale. Damn car broke down. What a shame. Yeah, that's the punishment there. Reduce morale for one guy. Wow, what a loss. Get a pair of balls. Alright. I met with Rufus, leader of the St. Michael's School for Boys. If you ask me, he's an arrogant little fuck, but I guess I was 15 once too. Again! They kick out people just before they're 14. And this guy's canonically 15. Hypocrite! I mentioned the stuff Lute said about the kid's dad. He admitted that his dad was a CDC researcher and said they used to live in the suburbs here, but swore that he was a good man and would never have helped create such a horrible disease. He also said he knew his dad was dead, but he wouldn't say why. He told me to drop the subject and stop worrying about the cure. There ain't no cure, old man, just a lot of false hope. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. He refused to answer me and left. I saw him later with his eyes all red like he'd been crying. Poor kid. I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad at all. Fuck him. Anyway, I guess we'll wait for that. In the meantime, chop some lumber. We might... Actually, no, we don't need it at all, but, you know. Food is starting to get a little bit low, though, so... Probably gonna have to start earning more... Probably gonna have to start reclaiming more farms here. Because as we all know, farmland will generate food every single day. As we all know. Definitely. Give them medicine. Oh, you got something for me? Oh, you both got something for me. Fighter. That's a good one. Sergeant, fucking pacifist. Fucking pacifist. Like, would anybody be a pacifist in the zombie apocalypse? And if you say yes, you're a pussy. Alright? I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. If you would be a pacifist during the zombie apocalypse and refuse to use weapons, you're a fucking pussy. And just plain an idiot. Like, I don't know about your opinion on zombies, but, in my humble opinion, the undead are not people and should be gunned down immediately. Yeah, I'm a much more violent person. Yeah, I have a way more violent personality. But, like, I wouldn't feel bad. Would you feel bad? I sure as fuck wouldn't. I'd fucking gun down a whole... I'd fucking gun down a whole army of zombies with no hesitation at all. I wouldn't feel bad at all. Screw them. They're fucking zombies. Why should I feel bad? Underage drinking. Saw some kids from the St. Michael's School boys watching for today. We confirmed they admitted they heard we had a bar and were hoping they could score some booze. I don't like the idea of feeding these prepubescent kids moonshine, but they said they... Moonshine? But they said they knew where to find a mean-looking bazooka that would help us bring down the Zeds. Zombies are just humans, bro. Listen, Poir! I don't care! I don't care if they're just undead humans. They're fucking zombies. They would not hesitate at all to rip me to shreds. So I shouldn't hesitate at all to gun them down. They didn't ask for that afterlife. Again, I don't care, man. They don't have any control over their actions. And in fact, like, okay, let me explain how it works in this one after I give these kids some alcohol. Chad, you can clip that. You can take that quote out of context. I'll answer your question after I give these kids some alcohol. I'm gonna get investigated. Anyway. Let me explain how the lore of the zombies work in this game, okay? In this game, it's a viral disease that's basically ultra-turbo rabies that literally kills the host, and then the disease infects their brains and their muscles and all that shit, and literally pilots them around like cars, okay? The disease is literally directly controlling these undead. As you can see here, it turns their skin green, it makes their eyes pure white, it turns them into ravenous killing machines that attack anything that's not one of them on sight. They're these ravenous killing machines that are driven by the virus and nothing else. Now, near the end of the game, if you did the good ending right, it is revealed that a cure is possible, and it's truly a cure because it can reverse zombieism even though they're technically dead and shouldn't work that way. But here's the thing. These people don't know that. They don't know that till the end of the fucking game. As far as they know, these things are just completely undead and are unstoppable killing machines that can only be killed by destroying their brains. Or cutting off their head. Or lighting them on fire. There's a lot more ways to kill them than the game gives them credit for. Where? Fuck. But, like, man, I'm just saying, man, like, I don't care. I don't have any empathy for zombies, alright? Like, even if the zombies were fully conscious and had no control of their actions and didn't want to be doing the things they're doing, even if that were the case, which is not the case, by the way, but even if that were the case, I still wouldn't feel bad. You know why? Because they're not going to hesitate to rip me to shreds, so why the hell should I hesitate to gun them down? Like, people need to fucking grow some pears, man. Talk to Ludes. He's unhappy to hear about a deserter, but he agreed there's no hard feelings. Ah, another builder. Nice. Tool expert could help. Wrench. I'd throw a wrench into your plans. Alright, pick a... No, sledgehammer. There we go. I guess we'll just put them all in one big group for now. Defense expert. That'll help out a bit. Alright, are you guys almost done over there? Nope, still going. Alright, we'll wait for them to be done. Lone Traveler. We were out killing zombies at the police station when Zed jumped us and things went bad. The woman showed up out of nowhere with her wolf dog and saved us. I remember seeing them at the fort a while back. Good thing that she remembered us. There, that event's been used up. Oh, they're attacking. Great. The Zed's numbers are no match for humanity's passion. We met them head-on and tore them to shreds. Good, as you should. Actually, wait, yeah, keep doing that. God, there's so much to scavenge over here. Okay, you guys almost done? There we go. Claim that. And then, I don't know, probably this. Try to even it out a little bit. Are we done with the... No, we're not. Okay. Leaving the loot. You okay over there, Dean? Cat's sneezing. We ran into a couple of scientists wearing straw hats and overalls. How would you know they're scientists right off the bat from that? Alright. They've been hiding out with the looties, but the group's anti-technological rhetoric and rampant paranoia was too much for them. They're going to start out on their own, but came by to ask if we could teach them about generating power before they went. They got a bunch of food to give us in return, but I'm worried the looties would be offended. They never liked the idea of knowledge being spread around. Yes, because they're just stupid Amish people. Yeah, what do they know? Yeah, they're the bad ones here. Rah rah rah. They're just ignorant. Yeah. Again, you can tell a liberal white woman wrote this game. Share the research. Who cares what they think? We've got more food in our bellies, and we've got we've given someone a better chance of surviving. Yeah, all you get is a little bit of food, and in exchange, a little bit less respect from loots. But like, you start with such high respect anyway. As long as it stays above 50, you're perfectly fine. That's a big thing, and that's a bit of a problem with the faction system in this game. As long as it stays above 50, you're perfectly fine. And 50 is kind of a big number, in case you can't tell, out of 100. I mean, that's literally half, you know? What's my leadership at? It's still only 6? 6.9, that's nice. Alright, trade with Gustav, that ought to raise it. Yeah, scavenge over there. There we go. Ask if he needs anything. Trade. Medicine, excellent. Not like I have much use for it. Alright, materials, we'll take all that. Ammo, we're good on. Fuel, we're good on. Everything else, we're good on. Alright. Just a little bit of that. 4 medicine and 1 food. Exactly 1 food. You eat it. That's what I'm talking about. He's nice doing business with you sometime. You know what one of my favorite tropes in all of zombie media is? The mysterious third-party merchant who exists only to sell the player shit. Like the merchant from Resident Evil 4. I love that. I love that guy. Shout out to mysterious merchants who just show up during zombie apocalypse to sell random shit to people. Definitely one of my favorite genders. Alright, let's see. Tainted liquid. We've got enough rainfall that collecting water in a few basins, bathtubs, and pools were spread around the fort isn't usually much of an issue. Making sure it's safe to drink, on the other hand. Despite our best efforts using old camp water filters, some stuff still gets through, and now Brad is laid up in bed wishing he had a working stomach to pump. I mean, Sarah, you do know that it is possible to purify water on a singular basis, and without even fancy technology. Yeah, filtering it is much better, but like... Girl doesn't know about the survivalist method. I know the survivalist method is not foolproof. I know. I know it's not 100% guaranteed, but like, still, girl doesn't know about it. Alright, well, since they're out of here, scavenge a bit more. Scavenge a bit more. Actually, we're about out of places to scavenge, yeah. Fields can't be scavenged. They can only be scouted. Presumably because there's nothing there, so, you know. And with that done, I guess you guys can just get to farming to make more food. Alright. Can we just... Yeah, we can. Good. Alright, finally we can make our government here. Alright. Let's make City Hall right at the center where it all started. Alright, policy... I mean, this is going to change in like 2 seconds anyway, so, you know. Leader and Senate. The sweet spot between too much democracy and not enough. We'll vote for a couple of people to be our Senate. Hopefully they'll keep me honest. Hopefully we won't see any filler-busters or chicanery around here. Yeah. Spoilers, that does nothing. It's supposed to give you government infighting, but it doesn't happen. I don't know if it's a glitch, or if Sarah just passed out and forgot to program it. Wouldn't be the first thing, it wouldn't be the last thing she's ever just passed out and forgot to program. Pretty far from it, in fact. There's a lot of things in this game that says it should be doing one thing, but doesn't. Anyway, a man's living near a church. He's got a good setup. Everything back the way it was. He came to join us. Nice. Leader? Alright, we don't really need... Leaders are probably the most useless ones in this game, just because all you really need is just your character to be the leader and nothing else. You don't really need to be sending out, like, 5 people to recruit, like, 5 different people at the same time, you know? Give him up. Give them all that. There we go. Do we have a church? Yes, we do. There you go. Preach out there, bud. Alright, I think I'm supposed to talk to Rufus to progress the story, if I remember right. It's quiet. Too quiet. Sneak through. There we go. He slipped out of there like a total ninja. I didn't even think whoever set that trap even knew he was there. Nicely done. Gain the ninja perk. Just makes it so when he's at a distance, there's no penalty. Alright, ask if they need anything. Trade. Let's see. A cricket bat. Wait, he can do... You can just buy... Ah. All this time. All of this time. Motherfuck. Alright. Need some fuel. I'll just take everything you got then. Everything except for the food then. We ain't got... If you don't have a electric plant, which this map doesn't have, fuel is basically useless. So yeah, I can happily trade that. Alright, what's the respect leader? Almost maxed out, surprisingly. Looties definitely need some help. Ah, well. My character... What do you got here? Everything should be pretty good. Let's focus on... Let's do some engineering, actually. Yeah, let's just help with that while we wait. Craftable upgrades, and that's it. Now we're done. Alright, you get to working on making more ammo with the rest of them, I guess. Team player. Oh, actually, yeah, Frennigan style, that'll work. Nart, what do you got for me, Nart? What a stupid name. Redecorator. Alright. How much room do we got? 6 per day. We got 4 more room. Let's go recruit. Let's go recruit whoever's over here then. Oh wait, what are you doing being idle? Oh yeah, you're defending. Right. Go for that then. Trade some manure. Or trade some medicine for manure, I meant. Double food production for the next 3 days. Preach it, brother. Richard Paley's been in pros... What is this word? Proseliti... What the fuck is this word? Call me illiterate if you want, but like, what is this word? Proselitizing up a storm at that little church. Nart heard the good word and has become a devout follower. That's good. Even if Sarah has no idea what it means to be a devout follower of God, probably because she herself is godless, but anyway, that's beside the point. The Zed's numbers are no match for humanity's discipline. We met them head on. Oh, it's the same one. Alright, let's get all that out of the way. Oh, wait, what am I doing? I need, wait, what's this? Advertising his new zombie circus spectacular. Many thrills, also spills maybe. Circus is the action, adventure, and even so romantic. It sounds like he's got zombies doing tricks for the amusement of paying customers. I'm not really sure a Zed can be trained, but it should be a spectacle if nothing else. 20 food? Oh, that's easy. We were all in high spirits as we made our way over to Gustav's Big Top. The show itself was interesting. The fire eating in particular was a little hard to watch. The Zed got torches stuck in their mouths and they just stood there looking confused as they burned away. Things went bad when the zombie tamer came out. He really should have known better than to try to stick his head in one of those creatures' mouths. In seconds, they were all on him. Try to save the tamer. I don't know how we managed to get the tamer free without him getting bitten, but we did. Brad sprained his ankle running in the process, but we mostly got away in one piece. Afterward, the tamer, Germain, that's a weird name, asked if he could join up with us. Seems he's had enough of Gustav's circus to last a lifetime. It's just a good way to get a guaranteed leader, what can I say? Animal lover, yeah, you could definitely say that. Okay, looks like we're out of recreational tools here. No, wait, baseball bat, there we go. And then the little Pomeranian. Do some leadership roles there. Hey, Richard, what do you got for me? Musician, negotiator, peacekeeper. I mean, none of them really do anything if you're on your own, so I guess negotiator. Okay, we're doing pretty good, though. Doing pretty good. Like I was saying, let's make some zombie traps. Kind of forgot about that. Let's see, recruitment. I came by a suburb a week too late. Ah, that's fine. They can have them. I don't care. Increases respect. Nice. Kind of getting low on survivors anyway. We need 3 more. Here we go. Start the Constitution. The flags on City Hall are snapping in the wind, the curved dome shining in the sun. Now to formalize our government by drafting a constitution for it. Everyone seems to agree I'm the most suitable person to continue leading them, or at least no one else has come forward saying they want the job. So what sort of government am I going to lead here? Our highest priority. We need to determine the basic driving force behind society in Wanatachi. This ideology will determine how other factions see us and have subtle effects on daily lives. Will we focus on growth, military, religion, or wealth? Okay, so here's what this does. Repopulation makes it so once every great now and then a new survivor will join. Very lackluster effect. Keeping people safe will increase your general defense. It's probably the most consistent choice. Providing a religious moral center will make it so churches are more efficient and morale is higher. And trading and prospering will just make it so when you trade with other factions, you get a 25% discount. Like, repopulating is probably the weakest, most underwhelming, followed up by the religious moral center. The most consistent is keeping people safe. I guess it kind of depends on the map and what you, the player, are going to do, but trading is also a pretty good one, so... for this map, though, we're kind of doing good in every regard, so... I guess, defense. There are still tough decisions in Wanatachi's future, and people's lives may depend on the outcomes. Not everyone's cut out for that kind of weight on their shoulders, and quite frankly, some fail to see the big picture and consider the greater good. Having one leader call the shots will make it easier to get things done, but so much power can corrupt a person. Or people would rather we elect a Senate to do the voting, but they may be prone to infighting. So who should we vote? You know, in my humble opinion, power doesn't corrupt. I don't think power corrupts. I think it just exposes who a person really is inside. Anyway. Leader chooses policy gives you absolute say. And I think that's it. It's supposed to reduce happiness, but it doesn't. Probably a glitch. Maybe Sarah passed out when programming. Who knows? Leader and Senate. It's supposed to make it so you have say with what to choose. And that sometimes there's supposed to be infighting, but it just never happens. Again. Maybe. And it's supposed to slightly increase happiness, but it doesn't. Again, maybe Sarah passed out, since these two are basically the same. All survivors vote is terrible. Never click this. It turns you into a true, pure democracy, meaning literally everyone votes on literally everything, and that's a horrible fucking thing, because it makes it so every single policy, every question that pops up, everything becomes randomized. And this thing will actively... It feels like it actively, consciously chooses the worst outcome every time. And just like in real democracy, people will actively choose, consciously choose, and vote for the most horrible, dog shit, worst option that they know will make everything shit, and then they'll bitch and whine and complain when everything's shit and blame you, just like in real life. I'll applaud Sarah for that. That part's realistic. Anyway, leader and Senate, because it doesn't matter. The question of private property is a sensitive issue in Wanatachi. Some people wish we just leave them and their stuff alone. They wonder why we need so many laws and regulations to enforce what decent people do naturally. Others think the government should collect and distribute all goods. Everything's shared, distributed to those who need it the most. That might work on a small scale, but how can we run a society on that? How much power should our government have over resources? So here's what this does. People share will make it so your engineers, when building stuff, will make more stuff. When you scavenge, you'll find more stuff. However, it'll be a huge hit to morale. Some shared, some private, makes it so nothing's different. And people keep their own stuff will make it so there's a constant increase in morale. However, your engineers will craft less stuff, and when you go out and scavenging, you'll find less stuff. And also your farmers will generate less food, which I don't know why that one would work the way it does. That one doesn't make any sense to me. Like, we're doing great in morale, we're doing good in food, we're doing good in everything, so it doesn't really matter. I guess I'll just do what I would do in real life. Keep their own shit. Wealth. How do we decide who gets the best apartment, the luxury goods like tea and peanut butter cups? Sometimes there's only so much to go around, and I know we're all equal, but some of us are more equal than others. Listen, mate, there's a difference between equity and equality. There's a big fucking difference. Everyone has an equal opportunity, but we're not purely perfectly equal. Again, this channel's not dedicated to political talk, though, so, you know, I'll just keep that ignored. Anyway, if we don't give doctors better food in nicer houses, no one will want to be one. But if a doctor's kid grows up in a nicer house eating better food, maybe they'll have the energy to study harder and become doctors themselves. Is that fair? Anyway, here's what this does. Random, no difference. Skilled. Survivors with more than 6 in their skill, 6 out of 10. Anyone who has more than 5 in skill will get a lot of happiness. Everyone with less than 6 in skill will gain a lot of unhappiness. And when you recruit survivors, they're more likely to have 3 or more in their skills. Hardest workers. Everybody gets a very minor happiness bonus. However, survivors you recruit are more likely to have the absolute minimal amount of ability, as in they'll start at 1 skill. And then favor soldier. Soldiers will get a huge burst of happiness. Everyone who's not a soldier will get a huge burst of unhappiness. And survivors you recruit are more likely to be soldiers. Me personally, I usually go with either skilled or soldiers just because it depends on what I need. For this one, we'll go with skilled. Crime and punishment. We need a policy of how we deal with criminals. I'm not talking like that jerk who borrowed my lighter, but now insists that he found it in an 812 last month, even though we both damn well know that he stole it from me. Anyway, I don't mean him. I mean people who break the foundation of our ethical code. Murder, treason, unthinkable crimes. How harshly should they be punished? Rehabilitation, jailed, or is that a wasted effort in a world where every bite of food matters? So here's what that does. Take away their luxuries. That doesn't do anything to them when they commit crimes, and they'll be very low order. Put criminals in jail. When someone commits a crime, they're sealed away in one of these apartments and are basically stuck there for like an extended period of time, and you can't interact with them. However, you get to keep that survivor, and your order is set to medium. Kick them out of the fort. Basically killed. I say basically because like they're removed from the thing, and it doesn't say dead, but it counts as them being dead. It just says exiled. It kicks them out of the fort. And you have very, very high order. So that's clearly the objectively best one. You lose a survivor if they commit a horrible crime, but you have very high order, which means it's unlikely to even happen in the first place. And then capital camel punishment. It's the same thing as kick out, where you have very high order and the person dies, but in this case, you kill them and eat them instead. What is the difference gameplay-wise? It's the same as kick them out. The only difference is you get plus 20 food. Apparently a human body is worth 20 days worth of food. Who would have thought? Anyway, kick them out. Nationalism. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there, both literally and figuratively. We've got to draw a line somewhere between us and them, between cutting off all contact with the outside world and giving our storm keys to the next guy who comes by asking for handouts. We've also got to... Why can't I say this word? Why can I not say this word? What the fuck? Okay. National identity to consider. If we let just anybody join us, will they have the same ideals and values? Will they just take our jobs and place in society? Or will more immigrants make us bigger and stronger? So here's what this does. Help anyone who needs it. Makes it so you have reduced defense. Factions become more friendly to you. And every now and then you'll just randomly get a new survivor join your fort. Help our allies. Your defense stays the same, and factions, when you do friendly interactions with them, will give you much more respect. And then take care of our own. Factions become significantly harder to get along with, and recruiting is slightly more difficult. However, your defense is greatly increased. I usually go with help our allies just because it's like, wow, is that really worth reducing my global defense against zombies for? Not really. We'll be a capitalist republic. This is just flavor text. This doesn't matter, but like, I don't know what any part of what I said there is capitalist, but okay. Survivors are campaigning for their Senate seats, but we're limiting the time and resources they can spend on their campaigns so that we can actually get work done. Elections will be held by a single transferable vote. The market is never wrong. It may be unrelenting, uncaring, and remorseless, but it's a principle so pure it can't be faltered. Supply and demand, yin and yang, universe in balance. President Worm, yeah, that sounds good. Organizing a celebration for Wanatachi Day. We'll remember every May 12th from now on, and now we have a solid social code to match our solid walls. Now we should turn our attention to the other factions vying for control of the city. We either need to secure alliances with them or deal with them some other way before the city is truly united and safe. There's a new mission available to meet with other factions now. Yep. Oh, there I am. Alright, we'll wait until... Okay. Hire the muscle. Gustav says his bodyguards have been getting restless lately, getting into fights and being bad for business. He wants to rent them out to do some violence for other people so they can work out their aggression. Do we want to hire them to clear the Zed out of the building? We could get them to attack one of the factions. They wouldn't even know we were behind it. Pick something to hurt. Let's see, what do I want to get rid of? Something close to my wall, preferably. Or some kind of trouble spot. I could do that to Ludi so that way they don't secure that. Actually, yeah, that'll do. Alright, I do need this right away, so that. If nothing else, Gustav's thugs are thorough. As soon as we handed over their food, they marched over the suburb and started making zombie giblets out of everything that moved. They even offered to bring back a trophy. I thanked them, but I've seen enough rotting heads to last me a lifetime. Oh, right, the traps. Alright, we got 2 so far. Traps in this game are just genuinely overpowered. Like, this shit is laughably overpowered. You just put it in a spot, and the zombie population in that area will just constantly, gradually decrease. Like, it sounds simple, but here's the thing. The traps never go away. Therefore, the population can never replenish. Unless a horde wanders over to it, which is very rare, by the way, it will never replenish. Like, it is bonkers OP. Alright, here we go. Injury healed, finally. Gustav travels with some odd people these days. A man with an impressive handlebar mustache came riding over from their camp on one of those old-timey penny-farthing bikes, pulling a brightly painted cartload of hand-hammered wooden spikes and a sign that read, "Artisanal Zombie Traps. Ideolian experiences," he said. "Offer me something novel, and I will trade you my beautiful handcrafted traps." Offer 10 food, offer him a book, tell him a story, punch him in the face. Yeah. Anyway, the correct option is tell him a story. I told him about a daring escape I had made from a county club that was overrun by the undead golfers. He twirled his mustache till I came to the climax, riding on the roof of a golf cart until my feet, and using my feet to steer while I decapitated a zombie with a 9-iron. He clapped and said it was truly a captivating tale. I won't mention that I made the whole thing up, by the way. In return, he gave us 5 traps. Well, that's a lucky event. Okay, put it here, 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 and I should probably put it there so that way no more hordes spawn there. Yeah, another thing that makes traps really overpowered is that non-wandering hordes, or roaming hordes, or whatever they're called, I think they're called mobile hordes, but like, the ones where they just gather in one spot, as long as there's a trap there making the population 0, hordes can't spawn on that spot. Yeah, it's pretty fucking overpowered. When I said it's OP, I meant it's fucking OP. This shit is actually unbalanced as hell and makes the game trivial. Let's see, they want to make sure we don't eat our dead. We've never eaten people. Ooh, 2 more soldiers. I needed you guys, thank you. Firearm training. This place isn't bad, it needs more greenery. Yeah, tell me about it. Ninja. I said ninja. There we go. Let's give you a gun. How am I gonna stop some big mean Mother Hubbard from tearing me a superfluous new behind? The answer? I use a gun. And if that don't work, use more gun. Alright. And then as for your lady friend here, does this look infected to you? I don't know. Half rations. That's a pretty good one. Centric, firearms, hand-to-hand. Firearms. Get you a gun. There you go. Secondary, you can have a wrench or a crowbar. There we go. Deal with that horde, will ya? Straight with the looties. Try to earn a little bit more respect here. Let's see. What do you got for me, bud? Preacher? Ah, you are also a preacher. Excellent. Well, once we get a second church, I'll definitely put you in there. We definitely aren't having any issues with morale, though. Okay, haggle a whole bunch. All he has is food. Okay. Give me a saw. Not materials. Give you a saw. And in exchange, I'll give you 6 days worth of food. Nice. Gustav, what do you got for me, bud? Let's get some more stuff here. Liam, what do you got? All these are bad. Eccentric, I guess. Sergeant Hellman. Hellman, that's a good name. Cultist. Never see Cultist. If you ever see the Cultist option, avoid it like the plague. Yeah, surprise, surprise. Cultist is a bad idea. Artist. Doesn't really help, but you know. Apologize. That's something that really pisses me off. You have to do that with every faction every time if you're not going to be hostile with them. Even if their dialogue, even if their flavor text is not hostile, you have to do that because everything else pisses them off. It's so bad. I hate it. There's a lot of things I hate about this game. I like the general gameplay, and that's about it. Toolbox, definitely. Some machine gun. A machine gun? Alright. Get some ammo for you. 26 bullets for an SMG and a toolbox? Hell yeah. Okay, in the meantime, let's trade that out. There you go, bud. And I really need to raise my stats here, so... I guess once he's done with that, we can put that up. I'll just be idle until then. There we go. Sergeant Hellman's hammer's gone missing. He's convinced someone stole it. He's furious. I'm worried what he might do if it is left to his own devices. Assuming he can find the thief without his help. Talk to everybody. Damn it. And nobody came forward. He's unhappy. He could have gotten it back. So that's a very rare event where sometimes an item will just be gone for some reason. We had a spare, so it didn't matter. Basically, if you I don't know what the trap one does. I'm pretty sure it's guaranteed to fail, now that I think about it. Either that or he becomes enemies with the guy who stole it, I forget. Let him go Vigilante will give him the Rebellious perk, which is the most annoying perk in the entire game. Which just is just generally harmful. It doesn't even really fully make sense when you really think about it, but, you know. Haggle, haggle, haggle. A little bit more food for it. Actually, yeah, I'm pretty low. Never mind. 24, there you go. Nice. Alright. I think we have to talk to Rufus next to progress the story. No, we have to go back to Lude. Yeah. Now I remember. Let's just scout out the fields while we're here, I guess. Here we go. We've got a little food and supplies saved up for a rainy day. You can call it our entertainment budget. We could either use it to spice up Sunday ceremonies or throw a damn good party at the bar every now and then. Oh, sorry, I wasn't looking at the chat there. Bar says, have you ever played Unciv? I have not. I'm not sure what that is. What is that, Bar? Tell me, what is Unciv? Do explain. Anyway, give more to churches. That's a lot better of an idea. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, you... increase that. I guess Peacekeeper, because actually, no, Negotiator could probably work for that, yeah. Alright, put you in the church there. You come down here and deal with this horde. Talk with Lude. I'll give you a trap, bud. I ran into Ludy's today, and Owen Lude was in full lecture mode. Today's topic, how TV and the internet nearly destroyed our children. I made some dumb joke like, thank God for the zombies, which got his attention. He knew we talked to that kid Rufus from St. Michael's and wanted to know what we learned. You don't believe him, do you? I bet his dad's home office is full of documents that can prove what really happened. Maybe we can find a cure. He does have a point. He wants us to come with us to investigate his old house. Should we? Yes. Great, except we don't know where it is. Only thing that it's somewhere in town. We'll have to convince that kid to tell us how to find it. Then you go back here. There's a lot of back and forth for the first quest in the game. What can I say? Alright, what'd you say, Poir? It's a free game where the gameplay is similar to this, but you get your own country and you have to grow and progress from the Stone Age to modern day. Oh, that sounds pretty fun. That sounds pretty cool. Okay, let's see. Let's move you guys up a little bit, actually. Peter von Gabatard has always suffered from insomnia, and it's especially bad lately. Though, to be fair, that whole affair with the zombie hiding in his closet didn't help. My granny taught me an old herbal remedy we could try. It was her solution for cleaning blocked drains, but What? What? Alright. Anyway, let's see what you're saying. Oh, yeah, I don't care about you then. Okay, so what this does, use real prescription, just simply lets it continue. Do nothing, decreases happiness. And give him the tonic, just gives him the eccentric perk. Ugh. It just gives him the eccentric perk, which is a neutral perk. So, give it to him. Even the concoction got him to sleep, but he's been acting weird since. Not the creepy watch you in the shower weird, more like the picking the fourth leaf off of every sunflower kind of weird. Yeah. Friend of Gustav. More to reclaim. Reclaiming never ends. The gameplay is pretty slow until we can get the real estate developer. Once we get the real estate developer perk, oh man, this game will get crazy fast when that happens. Okay, let me think. We have a church, we have a bar, we have this, we have that. I guess apartment then, if that's the case. Talk with Rufus. Offer 5 materials. Traders will give us a good deal for him. There we go. Lute and I met with Rufus from St. Michael's today and asked if he could take us to look for his old dad's research, his old zombieism research. The look that kid gave me, well, I think the answer was either no or go kiss a zombie and die. How do we persuade him? Respect. Lute cheerfully explained his theory that he had been developing it as a mind control weapon. Rufus went quiet for a minute with the news about his dad sank in. Then he let out a sudden cry like a wild animal and leapt on the guy. After I pulled Rufus off and made sure he hadn't actually clawed Lute's sides out, I told him I didn't actually believe it, but there was only one way to know for sure. Go to his old home and find the proof. He agreed and gave directions to a house in the suburbs and said we could leave anytime. There it is. Search Rufus's old home. Yeah. Did you know people can still get bubonic plague? I thought it had died out years ago, but it seems when you're trapped in a tight, unsanitary space full of rats and fleas, it can show up again. Good thing we have a hospital and we were able to contain it. Only one other survivor is starting to look green around the gills. We could probably cure them all with our medicine. Yeah, use that. It used up a whole whack of our medical supplies, but I think we got this thing nipped in the bud. We got the worst of the boils and fevers under control at least. Everyone else should be back to work tomorrow, but we're keeping Brad under quarantine for a few more days. What were you? The builder. Wait a minute, weren't you making something over here? You were. Apartment. Yeah, I guess they can finish that up then. Kind of shit, but alright. Okay, let me think. I need at least 8 in leadership to convince them, alright. Alright, we're almost there, it'll be fine. But by the time we reach there, it'll be alright. Alright, everybody just go scouting ahead, I guess. There we go. They're coming to get you, Barbara. I didn't think it was possible, but the zombie virus has infected the old corpses from a visiting Body Worlds exhibit. They're slow-moving and fall apart rapidly, but these ancient zombies are swelling the ranks of the zombies out there. Until those things decompose or move on, we're gonna have to be real careful going outside the fort for any reason. The last thing I want to do is to run into a skinless, plasticized corpse in some dark alley somewhere. So, the virus can literally affect actual corpses that have been dead for a long, long, long time, as long as it's preserved enough for the tissue to still work. Keep that in mind for the lore, okay? That's the lore right there, okay? Apparently this shit can infect actual corpses even if they weren't infected before dying. Alright, sure. But they can be totally cured and somehow brought back to life with... Alright, yeah, sure. Sure, why not? Sure, definitely. Positively. Okay, I think we can stop with the zombie traps. I think we got enough. Yeah. Probably all we'll need for the rest of the gameplay, actually. Put that all right there. I guess we can just put all the rest right around here and just get to reclaim it as they go by. Like I said, zombie traps are comedically overpowered. Like, this shit is just straight up broken. Go. Okay. How long has the stream been going on for? Almost 2 hours. Alright. Well, you know what? Like, I like the general gameplay of this game, but it's really starting to wear on my attention span. It's not... The gameplay... I was about to say it's not a bad game. I had to stop myself. The gameplay. There we go. The gameplay is not bad. But, you know, I'm starting to crave playing something else, so, you know, let's save for now. Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay. Delete, 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 delete. I said delete. There we go. Save. Live stream. How about that? Alright, got it? Got it? Yes. Alright. So yeah, we're gonna call it there for now. I hope you enjoyed watching this very, this indie game that I have a very, very strong love-hate relationship with. I hope you enjoyed watching this. If you want to support me and my channel, click the link in the description down below to donate to my PayPal. Even a single dollar goes a very, very long way. Hope you enjoyed watching.